So Fox News Alert now 19 past the hour, getting rare insight into the early days of the pandemic now after newly released emails linked to Dr. Anthony Fauci. Among the many revelations, his correspondence with a key figure linked to the Wuhan lab. Reports showing that a lead researcher personally thanked Fauci for downplaying the COVID lab leak theory early on. This is April of last year now. This comes as many major news outlets are now acknowledging they originally dismissed that possibility. David Asher is a senior fellow, Hudson Institute, part of the State Department inquiry into the origins of COVID that President Biden shut down earlier this year. David, welcome back to our program, and good morning to you. Going to read this line. He's David, Peter Daszak is his name. He's from Britain. He sent this email in April of last year. I just wanted to say a personal thank you on behalf of our staff and collaborators for publicly standing up and stating that the scientific evidence supports a natural for COVID-19 from a bat to human spillover, not a lab release from the Wuhan Institute of Virology. From my perspective, your comments are brave, and coming from your trusted voice, it will help dispel the myths being spun around the virus's origin, to which Fauci responded, "Thank you for your kind note." So Fauci dismissed this early on and pretty much said so publicly. How do we look back on that now, 13 months later?
He was right to dismiss it because Daszak seems to be working for some other power in some bizarre way. I can't figure it out. I don't know if any proof of it, but I mean, he was tweeting on December 31st of 2019 that this is coming out of a lab or something to that effect. You know, he's a guy who's a epidemiologist who loves epidemics, and you know, I guess we shouldn't blame him. Somebody needs to care about these things; they're serious. But this was a case of where we probably had a epidemic that was, you know, most likely caused by human gain of function, not by nature, and he needs to be looked at carefully by the U.S. government.
Okay, to be clear here, Fauci's response is, quote, "It's totally consistent with the jump of a species from an animal to a human." A lot of other people said it's too early to even make that conclusion, but that was his response. Daszak blames Fox News because a reporter had the gall to ask President Trump at the time about a theory about an intern who worked at the lab in Wuhan who may have leaked that to the outside world. What do you think of that, David?
God bless Fox News for caring at the time. I mean, you know, we've only lost, you know, 7 or 8 million people in the world or something, according to The Economist, maybe 12. You know, this is a situation that defies gravity, and it's truly like a Salvador Dali painting where the clocks have melted and time has not stood still. If you think about it, I mean, the scientists have come out and said with definitive authenticity in their voice that they know where it came from, but there's no proof. I mean, what I saw in the government, I said, give me your file. I went to NIH, I went to CDC, I said, okay, let's have your file. I want the proof. They didn't have a file. They didn't, I mean, you know, I went to other intelligence agencies and they had a file. I mean, they said, well, we have suspicions it came out of a lab. This is why. You know, we need to get to the bottom of this thing now. And I think President Biden is on the right track because he's given 90-day suspense to do something and look into this thing. But this is taking way too long. Can you imagine how many months has passed and we still don't know what happened?
Yeah. Also, Daszak admitted during that 60 Minutes interview that they took the Chinese for their word for it. I'm wondering why. You know, the Chinese Communist Party, why would you do that? Just one more point. We've been told in the last 3 days that lab leaks happen all the time. But we've had epidemiologists on the air for 15 months. That was not something we heard a lot. And suddenly in the last 4 days, everybody's talking about it. I can understand that lab leaks happen. But why dismiss it so early on? Last comment, David.
Unless he was prompted by somebody else to dismiss it. I mean, who knows?
What do you mean?
I've seen. Well, I mean, I've worked in intelligence operations for a large part of my career. I mean, lots of people are told to do certain things, and they don't even necessarily know They're not necessarily paid. Who knows what this guy's motivations are? I mean, he was sending notes to Fauci in mid-January. So was a guy named Christian Anderson from Scripps Institute, who's very famous, who wrote the letter for Nature saying it couldn't have come out of Nature. And we found on February 1st, yesterday, that he wrote a letter to Fauci, a note to Fauci that said that this thing was lab altered and it was genetically engineered. So can you trust these scientists? I don't trust these scientists right now. I trust our national lab scientists. I trust our Army scientists. I don't trust these paid in the pocket by Chinese scientists. I'm sorry, Bill.
Feels like we're at the very beginning of this. David, we will speak again soon. David Asher, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks. Nice to see you again. Take care.